of the church, because as times are changing, it is imperative that the church is able to adapt with it. We must keep in mind that it's not that people in general are becoming any less spiritual. Humans by nature are spiritual creatures. A statistic I like to say is Iceland is often seen as the most secular and atheistic country in the world. Yet 70% of their citizens still openly say that they're spiritual and that they believe in a higher power. So you're telling me the most atheistic country on earth, but still 70% of their citizens believe in a higher power? Right? Humans are spiritual creatures. The problem is getting them to see the church as a way to express their faith, to grow and to learn in their faith. This is our mission, and this is what we need to ask ourselves. How can we do this? He told his car, and just a week after he got in his car. And as you can imagine, he was obviously really broken about it, and was just miserable. But I was also really happy because he told me that he prayed. He said, I was just so miserable, and I prayed. People are looking for something to believe in, to some sort of guidance. So let's help them see the church as that way for them to seek guidance. And as one of the younger people who attend church, I would love to share my thoughts from the conference about what it is we can do to be more flexible and adaptive looking to the future. The first is that we need to understand going to church used to be a lot more normal. That's simply how it was. It used to be a cultural norm. On Sunday morning, you would go to church. And there would also be a lot of people of all ages going to church. That's changed. So we need to ask ourselves, what can we do, right, to normalize going to church? To make it that it's not some anomaly, that a 19-year-old is up there, talking. Or that we have so many younger kids coming in and going to Sunday school. Right? We need to help find a way to make that normal again. The second thing is that we need to help spread the message that the church is open to everyone. You don't need to be some perfect creature to come into church who's all pure in every way. Last night I was talking to friends, and two of them half-jokingly said that if they walked into a church, they would burn. Now, I think that if all of us who had done things wrong, if we walked into church, we would burn. I don't think any of us would be here. I know I certainly wouldn't. So we need to ask ourselves, right, why do people feel this way? Why does someone think, I've done bad things, if I walked into church, I would burn? We need to find a way to be able to express that the church is a welcoming place, and a place that is open to anyone and everyone. As a church, we must continue to preach the message of love and being welcome to everyone, and no matter what. We need to have courageous conversations about how we are going to deal with the issue of the LGBTQIA community. I'm not here to say that there's one right answer or wrong answer, but if the church is going to say that we are a welcoming place, a place that preaches love and acceptance to everyone, we need to address this issue. We need to ask ourselves who we are and what is the message of Christ. We need to talk about it. I'd be lying if I sat here and tried to pretend that I was some biblical expert who had read the whole thing multiple times, back to end, or front to end. I'm still learning a lot. But I think that we need to find a way to make it more accessible to people. How can we help people understand its importance? It's something I'm struggling to do myself and asking myself. But it's something that we need to continue to help people understand, especially younger generations like mine, because I do not feel as connected to the Bible and as if I truly understand its importance at this moment. And it really is important. I want to continue to learn about the Bible. Scripture is so important. I would love to find a way to make it more accessible to everybody. Now, as far as thoughts to a specific service, what we can do to have a second service to grow our faith and to make people of all ages and all backgrounds feel welcome and to not feel, cut in this specific setting and type of church. But how can we make it more welcoming to everyone? One thing that I loved about the annual conference was how upbeat and modern the music was. It was really hard to not just feel like you wanted to dance and sing along. And my dad, he's usually pretty shy, but even he was there dancing and singing along. That was great to see. So I would love to see that upbeat music, more modern music, brought into a second service. Something too that I've told Reverend Card is that I love the sermons and the messages she preaches. And I fully believe that any of my friends who don't go to church now, if they came in and heard one of her messages, they would be moved. They're simple and easy to understand, yet so powerful. So I think that the message we're currently preaching, the way of doing that, I think is great and should continue. In regards to scripture, I would love to find an additional way to make younger people like myself understand it and understand its context, because it is brought into the messages. And sometimes I still don't fully understand what's going on in the story. So I would love to find a way to make scripture more accessible and understandable to everyone coming into a second service, that is something they can understand. Because coming to church, it's about finding your own individual connection with God. We do it as a community, we do it together, and we help each other and support each other along the way. But ultimately, it is about finding your personal connection or relationship to God. We need to keep this as our main goal and focus. How can we help each other? How can we as a church help all of its members find that connection with God? Additionally, something that I would love to add to our website is a welcome church video, because I think that a lot of people have it in their heads that you come into church, you need to know what to expect, it's going to be traditional, everyone's going to be dressed up, and if you don't know what to do, you're going to look weird and you're going to stand out. So something that I would love to add to our church website as a way to address this issue is a church welcome video.